Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going with the theme: how you can buy real estate with bad credit, good credit, no credit. Does not matter about your background, even if you've been in trouble with the law before, you can buy real estate. Well, today, we're going to talk about tax liens, tax deed sales, and welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. We're going to stay in the theme. This is going to be part 2, as I mentioned. We're going to stay in this theme of how to buy real estate with bad credit, any credit, background issues such as being in jail for a long time, having felony charges in your background that you may not be able to get hired. Your credit score does not matter, whether it's good or bad. You can do this. So today, we're going to get into auctions, tax liens, tax sales, and you have to understand how this works. So I'm going to make this short and brief, but once again, we're at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, and you can see over here the join button. So please become a member, and you get special emojis, you get special characters next to your name, and I put under the community tab, and I'll leave messages and videos for the members who have joined. Now, without further ado, I want to get into something. This has nothing to do with the tax sales, but this is going to have something to do with my next video after today, because I don't want to hear excuses. Everybody out here saying, I want to make money, I want to do some things. Well, look here. This is on eBay. All you have to do is put in real estate, as you can see I did up here across the top. Look at what happens down here. Lehigh Acres, 5100. Okay, some of you might say, well, no biggie. Cape Coral Waterfront, $30.99. Look here. 2,000 for some Port Charlotte. This all appears to be in Florida. Probably because I'm in Florida right now. Here you go. Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach. Bidding starts for a 1-cent unfinished condo located on Merritt Island. Again, another one here, $75 pre-foreclosure. This may be worth checking into, but again, I reiterate, doesn't matter about your credit. You can acquire all this stuff. Doesn't matter about your background. So there's no excuses. You can make money. And this is how you can flip something as well. And then you have certain things like this. Grays Harbor subdivision lot. No minimum, no reserve. High bid owns lot. Again, I'll reiterate. You need to always go in person if possible to go check out this property. Understand if it's a lot, water, sewer, and garbage is coming to it. You want to understand if there's a building, you want to make sure that the structure is sound and it's not like an abandoned or condemned building or other things such as eminent domain that a city might be trying to take it away from somebody. You have to make sure whatever you're buying that there's no other shoe on the other foot that's going to drop when you buy it. You don't want to have any complications because that only complicates you selling it if that's the case. Let's go down a little further, but I'm going to get into the taxes because a lot of people don't understand how this works. You might have heard about tax liens, tax deed sales, things of this nature. I'm going to go to Texas and I'm going to show you a few other things. But basically, the deal is, and this is kind of funny because here's the situation. Let's say you own a home free and clear. This is why I have my point of view on owning a home personally. You own a home free and clear, but you have to pay taxes. If you do not pay your taxes, then you could be up to, depending on what your situation is, whether the home is free and clear, whether there's a loan on it, into default, and somebody could actually make you have to either A, sell your house, or B, put you in a financial situation where there's going to be a lien against your house. So now whenever you want to do something else to your house, that lien has to be paid off first. When you sell the house, the lien's going to have to be paid off if you can get that far. If you have an HOA, they can also put liens. So again, do you really own your house when you have to pay taxes, and if you live in an HOA and things like that? Because if you don't pay them, you're going to have charges, and they can charge interest of whatever they want in reality. I mean, there's going to be laws from 0 to 10%, 0 to 18%, depending on what state this is. But you can see right here in Texas, here's the tax lien rules. Tax liens more than 4 years delinquent will be deleted if no lawsuit has been filed. See, notice that key word, no lawsuit has been filed. Now, in Texas, I don't really know the deal with Texas on how long it takes for you to be in default, whether it's 2 years. Some states it's 2 years. Some states it's 4 years if you haven't paid. Then they'll do a tax lien or tax deed sale. So these are the kind of things. I'm going to go show you again another in the Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City area. A tax sale is public auction of any real property with taxes that have been delinquent for 4 years from the final tax payment deadline, 5 years including by the date of the sale. So once again, you can see people haven't paid their taxes in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and now they're the tax sale, tax deed sale, and this is in the state of Utah. So every state is different, and I'm going to show you this right here. This here is tax deed sales, and this is in Brevard County in Florida. Each county is different. But once again, in Florida, I believe it's a 4 year, well, I think it's 2 years, but then they give you another year. So it's either 3 or 4 years in Florida as well. And again, I'll in fact, hold on, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. I'll use this. This is a public auction held by the tax collector where a tax certificate is sold to the party who will pay for the property's owner tax and accept the lowest interest rate when the redemption of the delinquent taxes is made. A certificate is an interest-bearing lien, and the interest rate varies from 0% to 18%. This is in Brevard County, Florida. So once again, you can buy these tax deeds, then you can tell somebody, hey, you got to pay me 15% a year in order for me to take this lien away. So these are the kind of ways that people make money from tax sales. And you're sitting there thinking, well, wait a minute, how much does it cost to get one of these tax liens, tax deals? And I'm about to show you here in a second because I don't want to make this too long. Now, once a certificate is sold, the property owners may redeem the certificate through payment of the taxes plus penalty, advertising, fees, and interest. If the certificate is not redeemed within 2 years of the certificate's issue date, the certificate holder may begin the proceedings necessary to initiate a tax deed auction. And that's where they're at now. So in this place, it's 2 years. So once again, starting around the 3rd year, you're subject to the county saying, you know what, we're going to put in a tax deed. Now, let's go see what tax deeds look like, because I'm going to go over the past. This already happened, okay? So I'll show you what happens, because just because a property goes to a tax deed sale doesn't mean that the owner of the property can't pay their taxes before the auction. So you'll see things what you're about to see here, redeemed. They owed $2,000, and before the auction started, they came in and paid the $2,000 plus the fee. And therefore they got to save themselves from having a tax lien or a tax deed sale pop up where so they redeemed it. That means the owner of this property redeemed it. So here, what you'll see is this here is sold, and apparently somebody paid $61,000 for this tax deed that was $8,000 at 1400 Barna Avenue. I don't know much about it, but they say the assessed value is $88,000. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the assessed value is usually the lowest. That's not going to be the appraised value. Assessed value is for tax purposes. Appraised value is when you're the value of the home. So this could actually be worth $150,000 to $200,000 or more, depending on what it is. So it's whether it's residential, commercial, or whatever the case may be. But again, you can see here, redeemed. A lot of people redeemed. because their property is worth a lot more money than what they owe in taxes. But you can see here the assessed value that they're paying tax on is $55,000. But these people obviously haven't paid in at least 4 or 5 years. That's $6,000. Again, $1,200. They redeemed it for $1,400, and it apparently sold to a third party. So I don't know how that works exactly, but that's in Palm Bay. And again, that's a small amount. But again, somebody's holding this. You own this property here. Assessed value 400, so it's probably a lot. But again, a person now has this tax deed, which now means the lot's only valued at $400 assessed value wise. I don't know the appraised value. Palm Bay, it should be worth more than $1,400. But here's the question: if you own this, I'm assuming it's a lot. If you own that lot, are you going to pay how much? Because now a person could say, okay, you got to pay me 10%, so I want $1,600. And then how much is the lot worth? And if the person didn't care about paying $1,200, are they going to pay $1,600? And now this person could actually foreclose upon this lot and own the lot. And who knows what it's worth. Well, that's another video, another day. But I'm just giving you some ideas on how you have to think when you want to start making additional money. You go to these tax deals, tax sales. And here we go with another one, bid for assets. I'm going to have all this links down below to this, the bid for assets website, the tax for Texas. I'll have the Utah. I'll have the tax deeds for Florida and Brevard County. So you can study and understand what exactly is going on. All you need is a little bit of money to do some damage. And sure, you might not be able to do damage right away. You might have to wait a period of 1 year, 2 years. But if you're picking up something for $1,000, $1,500, and you know you're going to get paid, whether it's 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or heaven, who knows, maybe somebody will say, you know what, I'll just I didn't have the money at that time, but I'll pay it now, and you get to add on 10%, 12%, 15% on your money. So again, are you not winning? You have access to some property, real property. You own a piece, whether it's by lien, by tax deed, whatever the case may be. Nobody can do anything with that property unless you get paid. All right? Pretty simple. But it, like I said, just depends on how long. But with all that said, the bid for assets site, that makes it a little easier for you because now you can just pick the state. So I don't know. I haven't really looked through here, but let's just say, you know, Texas, New York, California, Florida are some of the largest states. So that's why I like to pick where they have the most populated states. So therefore, let's go look and see. So you can see here, bank owned, Interlochen, Florida, Panama City, 0.08 acres. I don't know what any of these are, but they're showing you here. I'll go to, well, let's go to Panama City. This obviously is a lot. And August, oh, this is tomorrow. Wow. Okay, the bid's up to 13.5. So once again, number of bids 0. So they want it. They're starting it out at 13.5. So what do? Free and clear title, special warranty deed. So basically, they're selling this for 13.5. And now your deal is, how much is this really worth? Is it probably only worth 13.5? It's Panama City. I don't know much about Panama City, but again, bid for assets is not a tax scenario, but it's more like you can buy scenario. So here's a warranty deed up in Jacksonville, Florida, free and clear title. They want $9 grand. So once again, this is in the middle of, looks like a forest to me, but you know how Florida is. $9,000. Is that a deal? I don't know. But this is, if you're going to be in the real estate game, this is what you do, your due diligence, and you go find out how much lots sell for in this neighborhood. And then we can talk about flipping things. And if we can flip, I'll give you a perfect example. Let's just say this auction, I don't know the date on it, but whenever it starts, this is a no reserve auction, which is good. That means whatever this bid price. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that the lots in this area were $40,000 in reality. Highly unlikely, but let's just say it was. What you could do is auction closes 8/24. In fact, this closes tomorrow. Nobody's been on it, so clearly it's not worth 30, 40 grand. But you never know. because how many people are actually on this site and actually looking to buy this? But who knows? I can pretty much guess that this property is not worth 30 or 40 or 50 grand. I almost don't even have to look any further. But for our purposes, I'm going to say, let's say this is worth 40 grand. All right. So now what do I have to do? I have to find out what the rules of the auction is, because maybe I have to put down a deposit. Maybe I don't have to put down a deposit. And it all depends on what they are trying to do. Some of these people may take 48, 60 days, 48 hours, 60 days, 30 days, a week to pay. I don't know. Here it is here. The auction requires winning bidder pay 10% of winning bid amount. All right. The amount will be added to the winning bidder, will mean total purchase price paid by the buyer to the seller. Okay, so they're doing a 10%. And this is why you have to read the fine print when you do auctions, because not everything is the same. All right. Now, I'm going to get into something else as well, but these are the tax deeds, and this is what I wanted to get into. I'm going to make another video that's going to give a scenario, because somebody asked, how do you turn land into where you're able to build a home? And once again, I will say briefly, it's best to own the land free and clear. And if you don't own the land free and clear, then the land has to be worth a hell of a lot more than what you're contracted to buy it for. All right, if you're trying to do a construction loan without having to come out of pocket a whole lot of money. So anyhow, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about with these tax deeds, these tax sales, and that gives you another way to buy property and have an interest in property with a little bit of money, and doesn't matter about your credit. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. That's why I'm coming with the real. Some of you are thinking you can't do this. I'm here to tell you you can. I've done it myself. Plenty of properties. But again, once you do one transaction, you have to do another transaction. Because even if you do make the $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000, that's only going to last you so long. So therefore, you have to do another deal, which is nothing wrong with that. But what you're doing is just basically flipping paper. Even though, yes, it is property, but you don't really want to hold the property that long if you can avoid it. That's why you want to try and get in on these little tax deals, tax liens, where you actually can do something within a year or two. But if you're going to wait a year or two, then you want to be able to pay for it inexpensively, because then it's worth your while. Otherwise, we have another plan, and that's going to be the next video. Plan B, C, D, E, F. In the real estate game, there's so many different ways you can make money. It's ridiculous. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. And I know it's hard, but that's why we're coming with the real. So keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.